Hello, I'm Paul Plato, the college chaplain at Emmanuel Bible College, and today I wanted to talk about a student life tip based on sacred pathways. So, what exactly do we mean when we say sacred pathways? So, I'll ask you a question. Do you sometimes feel out of step with other Christians? Perhaps a walk in the woods sometimes does you as much good as sitting through a Sunday service, or do you like nice peace and quiet to contemplate, or do you allow loud, joyous worship? Are you filled with fire to make a difference in some areas, some kind of activism or social justice? Or are you more comfortable with books and theological discussions and all this talk about feelings and hurts and joys? Sacred Pathways recognizes that we're all created differently in how we like or prefer to approach God. So Gary Thomas has written a great book on this called Sacred Pathways, 9 Ways to Connect with God. He outlines 9 general ways that people can connect with God in different ways. So generally you may lean to one or more of these pathways, and there's an assessment that you can take to help you understand a bit more about yourself. So here's a summary of the pathways that Thomas describes. First are naturalists. They love God best outdoors. They celebrate and worship in the midst of God's creation, His majesty. They discover spiritual truths through nature. The sensates love God through their senses. These people worship through sensual experience, sights like art, sounds like music, smells, perhaps incense, and much more. Traditionalists love God through religious ritual and symbols. These people worship through traditions and sacraments of the church. They believe structure, repetition, and regularity, like weekly liturgy, leads to deeper understanding of God and faith. The ascetics love God in solitude and simplicity. These people worship through prayer and quiet time, in the absence of all outside noise and distraction. People that would live in a monastery would maybe fall under this category. Activists love God through confrontation, fighting for godly principles and values. They worship through their dedication to and participation in God's truth about social and evangelic causes. Caregivers love God by serving others and worship by giving of themselves. They may nurse the sick, disabled, adopt a prisoner, donate time to a shelter, etc. Enthusiasts love God through mystery and celebration. These people worship with outward displays of passion and enthusiasm. You could say that they love God with gusto. On the other hand, contemplatives love God through adoration. These people worship by their attentiveness, deep love, and intimacy. They have an active prayer life. And finally, intellectuals. They love God with their minds, and their hearts are opened up to new attentiveness when they understand something new about God. These people worship through intense study, apologetics, and the intellectual pursuits of their faith. So you may be one or more of these, and it's definitely worth your time to look into it a little bit more. I'll put these links down in the comment section. The original book by Gary Thomas is quite good, and there's a free assessment as well. So I hope that you look into this, that you learn a little bit more about yourself. It's really good to understand a little bit more about how God put you together in the very unique way that He did.